Hello. The Tracy Seventh-day Adventist Church is starting to regather for in-person worship services. And because we're going to be starting up here shortly, there are some health and safety requirements that we are asking everyone who is planning to come to these in-person services to follow for their own safety and for the safety of others. Even though we're starting with a very limited worship service, we still want to do our best to keep everyone as healthy as possible. So these are the requirements that we ask. There are three different categories: things that we ask you to do before you come to the church, things that we ask you to do before you enter the church, and things we ask you to do once you're inside. So the first couple of requirements are things that we hope that you can do before you arrive. The first is you need to RSVP. Because we have limited seating capacity, only about 35 seats available, we don't want people showing up and not having a seat. So that's why we're asking that before 12 o'clock on Friday afternoon, if you are wanting to come to that Sabbath worship service in person, please RSVP in one of two ways. First, you can go to the link that you see there on the screen, bit.ly/3bx WGR6, and that will take you right to our website where you find a registration form, or you can call Nona, our church secretary, at the church office and let her know that you're planning to come. Again, we only have 35 spaces available, so please RSVP before noon on Fridays. The second thing we ask is for you to do some pre-screening at home. If you are experiencing any of these COVID-19 symptoms, please do not come. I know that it's easy for us to dismiss some of these symptoms as, oh, it's just allergies or something like that. But I have heard of several COVID-19 outbreaks at Adventist churches because people didn't follow this step. They dismiss their symptoms as allergies. They dismiss it as just a simple headache or etc. And that led to several people in these various churches getting very sick and even a few dying. So please, if you feel these symptoms, just stay home and take advantage of our live stream service. And just a reminder, these are the symptoms that go along with COVID-19. The 12 possible symptoms, or the main symptoms, are fever and chills, cough, shortness of breath, difficulty breathing, fatigue, muscle or body aches, headaches, new loss of taste or smell, sore throat, congestion or runny nose, nausea, or vomiting. So if you're experiencing any of these, even if you're pretty sure they're just allergies, we just ask that you stay home and not come for that particular Sabbath. Once you do arrive on church property, here are some things that we ask for you to do. The first is to put on a mask and to wear a mask properly for the entire time that you're in the church facility. And by wearing a mask properly, that means having it cover both your nose and your mouth. Not just on your chin, not just over your mouth, but over your nose and your mouth at the same time. You know, if you just cover your mouth and let your nose hang out, it's kind of like patching a tire that has two holes on it. You're not going to get very far if you only patch one of those holes, right? You need to patch both of them to be effective. Same thing with wearing a mask. Please cover both your nose and your mouth as well. We're going to check your temperature as you get to the church. If you have a thermometer at home, feel free to take it before you leave. But once you arrive at the church, we will also have a thermometer to test your temperature. If you score at 100 or higher, we will ask you to return home. You can only be permitted to enter the building if your temperature is below 100 degrees. We will have some hand sanitizing stations. They're touchless. All you have to do is reach your hand under, get a spritz of the sanitizer, and disinfect your hands. And we ask that you do that as you enter the church building. And once you enter, please go directly straight into the sanctuary. You don't enter the sanctuary through any of the other side doors, just those main doors coming straight from the parking lot lobby doors. After you enter the building, we ask that you maintain 6 feet of distance from anyone not of your immediate household, at least 6 feet of distance. And I know the natural inclination is to shake someone's hand or maybe even give them a hug if you haven't seen them in quite some time, but please refrain from doing so right now. Once you go inside the sanctuary, please pick a seat, a proper indicated seat to sit in, and that the seats have been designated by tape. If you see part of the pew that has been taped, do not sit on that tape. The pattern that you see here in this not so attractive diagram, but a workable diagram nonetheless, is there will be open seats on the side, then an empty pew, then open seats in the center, then an empty pew, and then open seats on the side, etc. And this will help make sure that everyone maintains 6 feet of distance between other people. Again, if you have any questions, any doubts, any confusion, simply don't sit down where there's tape. And that will make sure that everyone is in compliance. When it comes to using the restrooms, only one person is allowed to go into the restroom at a time. So if there is, at least of separate households, so if you see that the restroom is occupied, please leave and wait till that person has left the restroom. We also ask that you use the sanitizing spray that is in each restroom to spray down the surfaces that you have touched, the doorknobs, faucet handles, etc., just to make sure that it's safe and sound for the next person. When it comes time to leave the sanctuary, whether it's at the end of service or if you need to get up for any reason during the service, please only exit out the side doors that lead to the lobby, that will lead directly outside to the sidewalks and grassy area. Don't go back through the entrance doors. We're trying to keep a one entrance and a one exit so that there's minimal potential for people to bump into each other or whatever. So enter only through the main lobby doors, only exit through the side lobby doors. And that's it. Those are our health and safety requirements. So please plan to adhere to them if you come to worship with us in person. Thank you. Take care, and God bless.